Alright, I'm back. Classic, that's good. That's good to hear. Anyway, right. We made good progress today, though. It's definitely not bad. We just need one of those kids. Then everything's gonna fall into place, kinda, maybe. I mean, we're still really stuck. And there's a lot left. But like, we just need like a name. And since I can't like just look for like Ford and get like local results, it's very annoying. And none of the magazines make any sense for either of them, really. Like, did we get like the name of the Scour from this? Yeah, Sandstone Canyon High School, where we looked at this, right? Is that mentioned somewhere else? No. Who could we? I don't know. I don't think so. Cause she grew up in Portland, right? I'm still not sure if she's like absolutely a red herring though. Right, there's still stuff in here. I mean, it's Susan Ford, but I don't have anything. Yeah, I feel like all of this is the Susan Ford stuff, so I don't know. There's one thing in here. I mean, we looked at all of these. I mean, that's Susan Ford again. It might be just that. I'm not sure if any of those names are relevant. And who's in here who's relevant? I mean, it's again Susan Ford, maybe? I don't know. I don't know. The school name in periodicals? I mean, like, maybe. We don't have anything like California related, though. Assuming it's the San Diego and California. Actually, we could also maybe look for the printer in the, I don't know if you've looked for him in these. Billy Sims. The Portland Telegraph had an article slightly longer than most about the Billy Sims incident, mostly because the salter crocodile Clementine had appeared in the paper before, because of the somewhat comedic sensationalism of the events in question, and because their readers were already familiar with Mark Clementine. They filed it under a special banner called Croc Watch. It mentions that our good friend Croc Clementine was actually in attendance at the high school graduation because his daughter was walking the stage. He was apparently not allowed to attend. His ex-wife had a restraining order filed on behalf of her daughter, but did so anyways. It was unknown to the school staff, including Sims at the time, who he was, but a security guard recognized him, and that's when the trouble started. Clementine was approaching the side of the stage to try to avoid the guard when the exchange between him and Sims took place. The article finishes by facetiously asking, what will Croc get up to next? Stay tuned for more Croc Watch. Unfortunately for your investigation, as far as you can tell, there are no more instances of Croc Watch. That's a shame. I really was hoping this would give me a name, but it doesn't. His daughter. Ex-wife. Yeah, we know those things. Piccadilly Mason is kind of sleazy, so they're not afraid to publish a few details that more reputable news publications normally wouldn't. You look up the Billy Sims incident, and it seems they did report on it. You gain a few new bits of information, though it might not be used for. Please. Billy Sims was once arrested for throwing a Molotov cocktail at a company that was found to be testing their products on animals. Based. According to police paperwork, Crocodile Clementine's bail was paid for by Dostarito Jacobson. It was fairly expensive. Okay, we have to look up who that is. That's an insane first name too. Piketty interviewed other students that were at the event to find out if anyone knew anything, and the word going around was that Mark Clementine showed up because his daughter Mary was graduating that night. Okay, but we need to look for Dostarito Jacobson first. Fuego's Fiesta, a regional Mexican fast food chain, held a competition in 1993 that offered free meals for life to anyone that legally changed their name to Dostarito. The Dostarito was a burrito with a cylindrical tostada shell inside the flour tortilla. According to a few different sources, Dostarito Jacobson used to be named Lucinda. Really? Is Lucinda Jacobson the ex-wife? Dostarito? That's such a bad name. Dostarito. Anyway. Where would she be? Nowhere. But that's plausible anyway. What was the daughter's name? Mary. So is she gonna be Mary Clementine? Or Mary Jacobson? There's no Lucinda. There's also no Tostarita though. No Jacobsons? Okay, so that's not the ex-wife then. I guess she wouldn't post bail for him, but maybe, you know? Regional. Okay, let's look at Fuego's Fiesta. Nothing new, okay. Who's Lucinda then? Oh, that's right. There's a crime plotter article about Edith Jacobson that also mentions a Helen Roottree and the Lucinda Jacobson. In 71, when she was 18, Edith and her sister Lucinda were arrested for trespassing at the Miracle Congregation's church in Butler County. So that's Lucinda. That's Edith's sister. And then, yeah, so Miracle's mistress's son somehow got bailed out by Miracle Jr.'s wife's sister. Okay. That's not super helpful though. I mean, we can guess that your name is Mary, and then maybe you just go by Clementine and not your mom's name, depending on. I mean, that depends. I don't know. And I don't actually know if you're the older one or not. It doesn't really say that specifically. No, Starito Jacobson. Anyway. I don't know where I would look for you. Maybe in Portland? No. No point in any of these. Dorita Picotti. I don't know, I think I skipped one there, that's fine. Okay, what about news time? For Mark. News time is a small piece about a fight between Sims and Crocodile, but tried to approach from a different perspective. The goal was to paint a picture of the two men involved from others who knew them best. Not only did they manage to interview Sims' wife Carla, as well as multiple staff members at his school, but they hunted down Corinne Webb, Mark's ex-wife. Thank you, News Time, for doing some actual reporting. Corinne Webb. Thank you. No, wrong. Up here. Corinne Webb. Get rid of this. It's just confusing if it's there. Anyway. And then you could be Mary Webb too, maybe. According to the section with Corinne, she and he met when he worked for an airline. She worked in an airport newsstand. He was a drinker and would often have wild mood swings. He was charged with assault of a fellow pilot in 75 and lost his job. They divorced. At the time, she was pregnant with their second daughter, and she felt she needed to get out before things got worse. So 75, pregnant with the second daughter. She would graduate in 90, whatever it was, right? So that's the second one. That's Mary, probably. She left him and moved to San Diego to live with her sister and told her oldest that her dad had to fly planes for the army. She raised them both by herself, and although she never went through the trouble of changing their names legally, they used the Webb name so that nobody would connect them to her ex-husband. So legally they're still Clementines. And this one is Mary. And this one, I don't know. Alright, Corinne Webb. Nothing. Fair. And then Mary Webb. Mary Webb in San Diego has a website called Webb on the Web. Apparently it's a personal travel diary that also doubles as an advertisement for her travel agency. There are descriptions of Mary's services, including booking flights and cruises. Almost all of them involve extremely niche audiences. It seems Mary is the #1 agent when it comes to booking spiritual vacations aboard ghost ships and in specific hotel rooms that are said to be haunted. This room is haunted, so, you know, could book here. She also has a dedicated section for more traditional modern cruises that cater to specific groups such as fans of boy bands. In the diary entries, she talks about the trips she's personally taken and uses that as an opportunity to feature descriptions of amenities and excursions that the ships offer, even when you're on them to see a specific band or a ghost. There's also pictures of ships, hotels, landmarks, and places she's visited, as well as a picture of Mary herself with a ship in the background. One of her diary entries actually mentions the day that the photos were taken. She was allowed onto the ship on a port day in San Diego with a professional photographer she knows. The photo of Mary has been added to your evidence. Doesn't mention her sister, unfortunately. You do love her, Ghosty, it's true. Corporate composition photography, we'll look that up. Because that might be the sister. So that didn't lock. That also doesn't lock though. So something's wrong still. That's a shame. Alright. I mean, maybe some of the professions are wrong still, I don't know. What was it? Corporate composition. What? Very cursed? Okay. Corporate composition photography is a photography studio that was listed on a few different sites for businesses in San Diego. It seems to have been possible to hire them to take professional quality photos for businesses of all sorts. As far as you can tell, it appears to no longer exist. The company is also mentioned on a photograph site with some IRC chat logs. It seems like the site is the personal page of a member of an IRC photography channel. They have archives of logs they've been saving since '93. One of them was from '96 when Val, the former head photographer for corporate composition photography, did a Q&A with their users about taking pictures for promotional materials and print ads. Most of the questions and answers are pretty technical. They not only seem irrelevant, but generally go over your head. One of the questions, however, mentions that Val was on the cover of Telephoto and asked about Iraq. The question was quickly shut down by the person running the Q&A, who said Val does not wish to answer any questions from his photojournalism days, nor does he wish to talk about LBP. Please keep this on the subject of commercial photography. Who's Val? What's LBP? When searching for LBP, you get a wide variety of results. LBP seems like it can stand for Lebanese pounds, also known as a lira. Probably know that. Lower back pain, I know that. Probably not relevant. Lead-based paint, not a thing anymore, mostly. Low blood pressure, I do have that sometimes. Louisiana Board of Pharmacy, don't care. Long Beach Peninsula. Some businesses also have the acronym LBP. Results include Lynch Building Plastics, Luxury Bridal Photography, Lexington Business Payroll. Have you ever heard of the Lexington Business Payroll? Anyway, Lincoln Baby Photography, Laura's Bras and Panties. That's a stupid name for a business. Anyway, Logline Books and Publishing. Lexington, which one? I mean, you know, I don't know. If you know the company. Luxury Bridal Photography is a photography business, which is a good start. Unfortunately, it seems like it's located in Ireland and its owner is named Nicholas. He goes by Nick Luxury, but you doubt that's his real name. I think that's his real name. Why wouldn't it be his real name? Just because it doesn't sound Irish? That's kind of like, you know, racist or something. It's very unlikely that this is related to what you're looking for. That's true, though. How about Lynch Building Plastics? Nothing? Lexington Business Payroll. Nothing. Does Laura's bras and panties have a web presence? How did you think this would be related to your search exactly? Regardless, there's nothing to do with the Roottrees here. I'm just looking for all of them. You made up these silly names. I mean, it's Lincoln Baby Photography, but like... Logline Books and Publishing is a small publisher in California. Actually, maybe it's this that does limited edition runs of movie scripts now. None of their books seem related to your search. One of them is for the big screen adaptation of the puzzle game Fog. Fog is a video game where the protagonist wakes up in a valley called Fog. The player must solve a mystery of puzzles. A series of puzzles, I can't read. The player must solve a series of puzzles which lead to finding micro fishes. Plugging the microfishes into a view at the central movie theater in Fog allows you to teleport to different eras of the game. Each of these eras is a different valley from a different time period. For some reason, all of them have puzzles in them as well. That's how, like, that's the... I mean, that's like every puzzle game. For some reason, there are puzzles there. The player's goal is to bring back jigsaw pieces they find in the different eras. Once they do, they can add each piece to the puzzle in the secret underground bunker behind the staircase that leads to the bell tower. Each additional piece allows the dragon trapped in the jigsaw puzzle to talk to them. The player must finally decide whether or not to trust the dragon, who is asking them to finish assembling the jigsaw, which will bring her a tasty snack. Warning, the next paragraph contains major spoilers for Fog. I guess I don't mind. The surprise twist is that if the player decides to feed the dragon, it turns out they're actually the snack, yeah. A quote on the box says, "Fog is the masterpiece that will become your universe." And another one says, "It's remarkable how Fog bears no resemblance to any other game that has ever been released, past or present." Anyway. Puzzle game hype? A snack count mean? Well, but what if you're the snack? You know? And like, literally the snack, not like, you know, the slang meaning. Count me in? Okay, fair enough. How many bourbons have you had? By Cruel World. You said there would be another day tomorrow. If you get eaten by a dragon, then that's a lie. Just 2 and a lot of food. That's fine then. You're fine. You're fine. I was gonna cut you off, but you're not cut off yet. Lincoln Baby Photography seems like a solid lead as it mentions a Val, an award-winning photographer, on the page. It's a business in Beacon, New York. Where's Beacon, New York? And on the side it has a picture of a baby and a camera captioned with Cam Lincoln reaching for his namesake. I guess he takes after his father. Well. At the bottom of the website says copyright 98.99. The picture has been added to your evidence. That's weird. So where's Beacon? I want to know where Beacon is. Beacon is... oh, near... okay, on the Connecticut border. Or something. Is it the border? No. Where's the border? No, over there's the border. On the Hudson, anyway. It's on the Hudson, north of New York City. Okay. Just, yeah, I don't know. That's not even really upstate yet. What's that part of New York called? I feel like that's not north enough to be upstate, and it's not obviously west enough to be western New York, but it's also not New York City. What's like the area around New York City called that isn't New York City? You're gonna be eaten by a dragon tomorrow. That's the spirit. Anyway. The only Val Lincoln with any kind of web presence is Valerie Lincoln, a realtor in Michigan. As far as you can tell, there's no connection between Valerie and the Roottrees. Alright. Why do I need you, though? That's a weird looking baby. It's just a weird looking baby, I'm sorry. Kind of cursed, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just like the oversized tie And like the weird shirt. Maybe it's also the face. I don't want to be too mean. I mean, it's not a real baby, but still. I don't know. Anyway. Cam Lincoln reaching for his namesake. I guess he takes after his father. Yeah, so he's reaching for the Cam. Because he's Cam, you know. And the camera is just like randomly there, not at all staged for him to, you know, grab it. It's a cursed baby. Anyway, whose baby could that be then? Maybe yours, but how do I find... What's Val short for? Val Lincoln was featured in Telephoto, the cover, which featured one of his photos, as well as portions of the article have been added to your evidence. Okay. Telephoto is a photography magazine. This 1992 issue focuses on the photos of Val Lincoln, a photographer who went overseas during Desert Storm. He won the Sepia Award for photojournalism specifically for the photo on the cover. Val got his start in high school when he took a... Is it just Val? It's not sure of anything. Anyway. Val got his start in high school when he took a photography class because, in his own words, he couldn't decide what else to do and thought it would be the best career. I guess Val Kilmer is a Val? I don't know. It was a weird name, though. He couldn't decide what else to do and thought it would be the best career in the world to shoot for Playboy. But quickly found he had a knack for it and began to skip lunch in his free periods to spend more time in the darkroom. After graduating, he tried to pivot to landscape photography. But like, why? But didn't have any passion for it. But why even pivot to it then? Anyway, I work much better when I'm trying to tell the story of a person or an object. He got lucky when a photographer mentor of his who was going overseas to cover the war decided to take a chance on him. So Playboy, landscape, and then war. It's like, this is an interesting arc there anyway. Most people wouldn't call it lucky to go to an active war zone for no pay, but he bought my plane tickets, all my meals, and even poured some strings so he could rush my passport. For someone that had never had a real job or even left California, it was a hell of a break. You still didn't have a real job, you didn't get paid. Val was only 19 at the time and shot the photo that won him an award the third night he was there. The photo depicts Lisa Clementine, who lost an arm in Operation Desert Saber. According to the article, women were not subject to direct combat and Lisa was in a vehicle at the time. The vehicle had to pour over suddenly when the road ahead was partially destroyed and she and a fellow soldier were severely injured by a landmine. Val says, I ran into Lisa just after her surgery and took this picture. Then, until she shipped out, I kept finding excuses to go back and take more pictures of her. I guess it was fate, because that's the photo that won me an award, got me into your magazine, and also led to my engagement. Just earlier this week, she agreed to become Mrs. Lincoln. Sure. That's a weird picture, though. I mean, I don't know. Friend's father's name is Val, short for Val. It's a weird name. I don't know. I don't hate it. I don't like it though. See, Valerie, that's a real name. Wow. Cursed baby. Cam? Why is it just, why isn't it like Cameron, you know? I guess because it's Val. You don't get real names. Occupation? Baby. There we go. That's what we had though. Why didn't that lock last time? Or did I change it from... I changed it from Elizabeth to Bess. So it was just Bess, not actually Elizabeth. But Arthur was right, yeah. Cam is a baby. And then we also, yeah, like we always have to have the latest profession. Otherwise, like, baby would be true for everyone. It would be much easier to figure out the jobs if you could just pick any of them. Because they all were babies at some point. Anyway, but like the CEO is still not right. What is she then? If she's not a newscaster and not the CEO of the Transmiss Sao Paulo, whatever it was, company. I need to read that again, I guess. But this is Susan Ford, who's the principal. This is Mary, who's the travel agent. Very nice. Oh, but this... Okay, we don't have the occupation, right?
Hey there, it's us. So, I just have to say, the work you're doing here is fantastic.
I know.
So fantastic, in fact.
I should have clicked first before sipping.
There goes Clark. Always the bad cop. Go ahead.
Well, our law firm, Ruby Legal Enterprises, is having trouble keeping up.
Yeah. So, that's not my problem.
They're actually begging us to stop submitting new Roottrees. They said it's getting difficult to verify your progress.
They don't need to verify, it's all true.
Well, consider that a good thing. I told Clark you'd get results.
She says that like I didn't believe her. Regardless, the bad news is it's going to take 5 potential tree additions before anyone locks in from now on.
Whatever, I don't care.
Good luck.
Thanks.
And keep up the good work.
Sure. I'm too good, it's true. It's always been true. So she was a soldier. And then lost an arm. And then, I don't know, does she have a new job? Maybe she's a mom now. We might just be a mom for now because the baby's a baby still. So we're just gonna assume she did nothing post soldiering. Oh, there's no soldier? Is it like army or something? Military. Okay, military. Military is not an occupation though. Like travel agent, that's an occupation. Military is the you know, the concept. Anyway, thank you for the giant. Let's go. I was gonna thank you, Amantha, for the headache be gone bits. I don't think I ever said thanks because Brian took like 5 minutes to do the text to speech. Anyway. Right. I have to be extra sleuthy this time. Man. This is gonna be tough, because it's gonna be like another stream. Anyway, alright, let's look at Sonia Arvis again, because I don't remember what that said actually. Owned and run by a mysterious woman named Sonia Arvis. How is that not... Sonia Arvis is a common name for so she has shortened her name to Nia. But like that's not her like legal name, is it? I mean, maybe. But like, I don't know. Maybe she did change her name legally or something, I don't know. I have no clue how to find your kids. Susan Ford. Susan Hughes. Thomas Hughes. This I'm happy with. I have no idea how to find the Williams' children either, or child. And this is a mess too. Because you have like, so the child married someone, and then they had a child, and then they were the guardian for this, which is the child, like the grandchild. So probably the parents, I don't know. I mean, it's split up. I don't know, something went wrong there for sure. So then they were the guardians for their grandchild too, who then had 2 spouses and 3 children. That's a mess. Do we have any more pictures to add up here? No, right? No, don't think so. Okay. I still don't know where to go. And I don't think telephoto is going to be very useful for us for anything else. We don't have any other photography related things. For now anyway. There might be more in this like mess over here, but we don't know. We don't know that. Anyway, yeah, okay, Susan Ford. How could we find out more about Susan Ford? Because there's nothing here, right? Nothing. And I'm pretty sure I went through like the stuff here too. It would have to be the times, otherwise like nothing. She's not a chef. She didn't go to Mid-Eastern. She's not a musician. She's probably not in News Time or Picotee. She's not in Portland. She wasn't a movie star in the 50s. She wasn't like famous in the 50s. She's not a teen. Not a photographer either. We don't know anything about her. We know she learned sign language to speak to her future husband, who went to the school she later taught at and then became the principal of. I think, anyway. I don't know. And maybe she's like, I don't know, do we know if she changed her name back? Or didn't change her name back? Maybe she didn't, I don't know. Maybe she's Susan Hughes still. Let's get through all of these, not expecting to find anything. But just making sure. Nothing. And there was nothing here. Man. I don't know which angle we can take here. Like, it doesn't feel like there's anything that goes anywhere here. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, let's look at this again. 2 things here still. So there's more stuff here somehow. I mean, maybe that somehow leads to something, but I don't know how. He lost a tooth in the client. That's when he got punched in the face by the French guy. James and Robert are the chefs. Susie something. I mean, that's Susan. So maybe look for Susie with a Z and a Y instead. It doesn't make sense still, but I don't have anything else. Desperate here, I need something. We do this already? No. When was this? Mid 81. I don't know. I think this is useless. Ah man, there should be there should be a way to find something here. But I don't know how. Roottree Brazil, we looked all that up already. There's like no way to find the book either, right? Like there's just, it doesn't even say the title. And like there's only that one copy he sent to what's her face? Sicily. Where would there be anything else, you know? There's something here apparently still on this page too. I guess, I mean, the Roottree Brazil thing is not like completed yet, I don't know. Gaston was the only president, yeah, that's that again. I don't know. And the Roottree legacy, yeah, it's that one. And we've looked at this already for sure. Not Susie Ford. I thought I could copy it back. Like that, we looked that up like today, right? Yeah. Rebirth by the same publishing company, but we can't. Oh, but the same that printed Lauren's diary for Scours. Can we find that company maybe and get some information for that maybe? That would make some sense. Who printed Lauren's book? That's not where I wanted to go. I wanted to go to previously on. Oh, well, let's just go up the thing. What's her name? Lauren Roottree. And what's the book card? But I will find it again. In the wake of 6 pieces released, Lauren Roottree, out of her life between wars, was tracked down by a reporter as being in one of the most upscale memory care facilities in Pittsburgh. She was relocated back to Pennsylvania when she began suffering from Alzheimer's. There was a minor backlash towards the reporter that tracked Lauren down because they were caught standing on a ladder and holding their camera over the privacy wall to take a photo of Lauren and her son Clark sitting on a bench outside near a small pond on the premises. Okay. A life between wars. Okay. When revisiting Lauren's book, there's a single passage that focuses on potential affairs in her immediate family. You've added to the rest of your evidence. Nice. So there's something there. An entry entitled Cruelty from Lauren Roottree's diary written in 1963. It focuses on the relationship between her mother and father. While it offered only redundant information during your previous investigation, it mentions the subject of affairs and may be more useful this time around. I'm no stranger to true love. Jacob and I married at an age that most deem unfit for marriage. But it was also enlisting at an age that most deem unfit for war. We had no choice. I know in my heart that our marriage was one for the ages. He and I would still be together today if not for Okinawa. That was nearly 20 years ago, but there's an emptiness in my soul. I do not understand my contemporaries. So many girls I went to school with have taken multiple lovers. So many of my girlfriend's husbands have been unfaithful. If I'm able to remain true to the ghost of a man with no chance of a physical reciprocation, I can't talk anymore. No potential for long conversation. How could it be so hard to love someone you can reach out and touch? Someone you can joke with? I've not had to deal with such madness at home. My parents are a perfect match in the worst way. My mother's cruelty is a perfect fit for my father's general spite. In turn, Pop's status enables her incessant need to gloat and feel superior. I have grown up with their cruelty and disdain for others my entire life. Even my family remains unspared. They make fun of my grandpop and his family sayings. Blood is thicker than syrup, but nothing's thicker than Elias? What did I settle on? Elias, right? They mimic Grandma Gwyneth's lisp and see your kindness as a weakness. Eliath, breathe, remember them. Not even our family's maladies and religion go unmocked. Remember, God only put one eye in miracle. I can say without a doubt in my mind that my parents have never had eyes for anyone outside their marriage. They're too self-centered to look astray. Schoolbound Publishing. That's what I wanted. I can't type at all anymore. This is falling apart. And it didn't start well. So that's not a thing we can look up. Or is that not the company name? Who knows? It doesn't feel like there's anything in here though. Well, yeah, this is still not locked in. That's why it's there. Not sure. One more thing here, huh? I don't know, chain no root trees, not gonna be used for, I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure what's used for here still. And 6 pieces ours, you don't know what's used for here still. This is done. That's where bribe is mentioned, right? Anyway, and then yeah, Beth, Bess, Elizabeth, but it wasn't Beth, it was Bess. Still not great. 2 things here. What's the second thing in here? Is it just the Grandorf Dove, I mean, donation?